I will have mercy on whomever I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whomever I will have compassion.
Yeah, I think God does want everyone to go to heaven.
This is heaven for me. Everything is in the mind. If you think that you are in heaven, you are in heaven.
God wants everyone to go to heaven.
Which people go to heaven?
I don't think God sends anybody to hell. I think people make that choice and that's where they end up going.
God is not fair.
You got the choose.
But as for you, speak the things which are proper for sound doctrine.
A couple of years ago, Pastor Ed Moore was flying into New York City. As he looked out his window at the sea of houses, buildings, and blocks, he was saddened by the thought that the majority of the people in those neighborhoods had no gospel witness, no churches with sound doctrine, sheep without a shepherd. Over 8 million people, close to 5,000 places of worship, and less than a handful of churches that believe, live, and unashamedly proclaim the doctrines of God's sovereign grace. The need and the vision were clear, but the how-to was not until Dr. D.A. Carson of Trinity Evangelical Divinity School suggested that he set up a corporation that could help fund the pastors and the church plants.
All of us recognize that our major metropolitan areas have far too few church planters, especially those in the heritage of the doctrines of grace. What we really need, humanly speaking, are two things. First, the people themselves, people who understand the Bible, who teach it effectively, and who can communicate with the people from every tongue and tribe and people and nation, because they're all there in our big cities. And we need the funds to support them, since many of our churches are small and don't have an overabundance of cash. One of the ways of meeting this problem is by starting separate non-profits. Around the country, 2 or 3 organizations have done that. And I am really happy to recommend the imagination of Ed Moore and others at North Shore Baptist Church and related churches in Queens who are committed to doing exactly this through this new organization, Sovereign Grace Church Planters. The idea is to collect funds to support those who are demonstrably gifted at church planting in metropolitan areas. I urge people to support this ministry. Its potential not only in Queens, but in New York as a whole, and in many other cities around the country.
Sovereign Grace Church Planters was born out of a great need and much prayer. It's an enormous task, but we serve a big God. You reach New York City, you reach the world. There is a great need in New York City to plant Doctrines of Grace churches. We really could use your help in doing it.
North Shore Baptist Church, where Ed Moore pastors, has already planted 2 Sovereign Grace churches in the New York City area in the past 3 years. That's good, but there's a lot more to do, and we need the help of like-minded brethren to pray and financially support this ministry. Your support will help in starting up church plants and enable us to bring in qualified men to pastor them. Maybe you even feel called to come and help plant a church.
I am a member here of Grace Baptist Church here in Richmond Hill. Richmond Hill is a very, very small congregation that we are a church plant here in Queens. We are looking very, very much so for a pastor who would desire to have a heart to come out and to pastor a very, very small flock here.
We need to plant churches, good churches with sound doctrine, Sovereign Grace churches. And in order to plant these churches, we need pastors. And in order to have pastors, we need money. Would you please consider helping us at Sovereign Grace Church Planters Incorporated?